I'm your host, Neil Johnson. Excited to be with you and excited to share the news with you. And folks, I just got back to town, but I just wanted to comment on a few things that I saw. So this won't, I just cannot. I'm watching meme after meme after meme of Hakeem Jeffries. I mean, sombrero man. This is absolutely. They're gonna meme him to death. They're gonna meme him to the ground. They're gonna meme him out of office. The Democrats. I mean, it's more than just Hakeem Jeffries. I mean, sombreros everywhere about the free healthcare for illegals. I think it is absolutely hilarious. So do smash that like, do chat in with where you're from. I want to see who's on the show. I missed you guys and gals. Okay, so don't get me started. Hey, good to see you on. Who else is on? Jackie, Strange Brew. Strange Brew, how many of you have seen the movie Strange Brew? Curious. Good to see you on, Diana. And gosh, they're just flying by. Logan, Utah. Joseph, good to see you on. Jeremy Brummer, good to see you on. Central Illinois. Philip, Ohio. Good to see you all on. So, okay. So, folks, first off, before I get into the news, I am back from Montana. I hunted elk hard. I mean, we put on probably 40 miles. I put on 40 miles on my boots, drove all over the place, glassed my eyes out. It took me 5 days to find my first elk on public land. There were all kinds of elk on private land. It took me 5 days to find my first elk. Actually, no. When I found that elk, it wasn't even on public land. It was just off public land on private. So on the 6th day, the 7th day, because then those were still the 7th day, I finally got in front of elk and so I had my friend Andrew with, and we got to 35 yards. 35 yards. I mean, in the middle of the mountains. Guessing off of a map, doing e-scouting, saying they're probably bedding there, and tried an intercept path, and they were extra early, so we were just a few minutes late. It was just at first light, which is usually when they were leaving the feeding area, so we thought we'd have plenty of time. And yeah, needless to say, I did not get an elk. I called some. I was talking to them, bugling. It was a good time. I saw the biggest whitetail buck I've ever seen in my life. Okay, I don't know how many of you know whitetail deer. I saw a 200-inch double drop tine whitetail. Does anybody know what a big deal that is? Does anybody out there in my audience understand just how big of a deal a 200-inch non-typical double drop tine whitetail is? Like, do you know how many of those I've seen in my life? How many? In fact, do you know how many bucks I've seen with a drop tine in my entire life? Yeah, one. I just saw it. Never have I seen such a thing before. It was huge. Anyways, I'm going to go back there with my daughter and a rifle. Enough of this bow crap. Hey, Gerald, if you're on, okay, I love bow hunting, but man, I'm going to get that whitetail. All right. So I am just in stitches over all the sombrero memes, Donald Trump, the whole. Okay, so let me start being a little serious here. Okay, I just drove back from the great state of Montana. I drove through the state of North Dakota into Minnesota, and there's a government shutdown going on. Let me ask you folks a question. How do you think the government shutdown affected me in my drive from Montana to Minnesota? How do you think that affected me? I mean, the government is shut down, people. Do you understand what a big deal this is? What I want to know is why all these people are still working in the government if the government's shut down. Oh, that's right. It's only non-essential workers. You guys got it. Not at all. Not a bit. I wasn't affected at all. Do you know what did happen to me on my trip? And I was very grateful because I actually did need services out there. It had nothing to do with the government. Do you know what happened? My transmission went out on my Suburban. Gone, kaputs. The 2.4 clutch out. Okay, so it was going. It would shift to second, slip back, and then I could just rev it and run it past second and get it to third. and then it would slip back out of overdrive. So I basically had first and third gear. My transmission, dead. Okay. That, how important do you think that was in my life at that time, being 2 states away? Now, do you know what's interesting? Do you know that the government did not step in to help me, nor would I want them to? The Berg Garage in White Sulphur Springs, Montana. I'm going to give you a little interesting historical story. So I brought it into the Berg Garage in White Sulphur Springs. And there's a guy there by the name of Jack Berg. That is the first General Motors dealership west of the Mississippi, was the Berg Garage. They still have an old Chevy sitting on the showroom floor, like from the 50s. Do you know what? Do you know why they are no longer a General Motors dealership? I want to see if you guys can get this. This is kind of an interesting story if we want to talk about government interference in our lives, government shutdowns. Maybe the government should have shut down before this happened. What do you guys think happened? Why is the Berg Garage not a General Motors dealership? The first dealership west of the Mississippi. That's kind of a big deal. That's like a historical thing. Jack Berg, salt of the earth. Salt of the earth. The best guy. I mean, you get your vehicle fixed there, and it's fixed. Now Mark is taking it over, this guy. All the regulations from government motors? No. The emissions laws? No. Come on, folks. This is wild. This is an interesting historical piece in the last 20 years that you guys, I want you to remember this one. I'm not giving this up till somebody gets it in the chat, because somebody will. Why does he no longer have a dealership? Why? No, it wasn't because GM went woke, Janine. This was like a huge event. Huge event. I'm going to start giving you years. Okay? It was right around 2008, 2009. Okay? 2008, 2009. And it's not because they were Republican, although it could be. Not the electric cars. Guys, do you remember this? Obama, there it is. You guys remember it. It was back during the Obama years, and there was the, financial crisis. And then the government got to take over General Motors. Do you remember this? So government got to make decisions. Now, my senator is Amy Klobuchar. No, I'm not happy about that. Okay, whatever. Here's the point. Amy Klobuchar was on the committee, or whatever it was, to help determine who got shut down, who got to keep dealerships and who didn't. So the Walser dealerships in the Twin Cities, my understanding is that they gave to her campaign coffers. One of the reasons they did so well through the whole bailout not shutdown, but the whole thing. So anyways, the government basically shut down the dealership because they wanted to consolidate dealerships. Got it? Everybody get it? There used to be all these car dealerships in small towns all across America, and now they're gone. Well, so the Berg Garage, Jack Berg, great history, wonderful, salt of the earth guy. Seriously, he's always treated me very fairly. Now Mark's taking it over. So I pulled in, and it was funny because earlier, like a couple days before, I stopped into the Berg Garage and I said, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And I had they let me ship some things there because I needed a couple things delivered. And they weren't going to get to me in time, so I had them shipped to the Berg Garage, and I stopped in and picked them up, and I said, "Hey, great news, no major problems with my vehicle." 2 days later, I'm in there, and my transmission's blown, and they're laughing at me. But you know what they did? I said, well, is there a used transmission in town? Something we can just get it in there? And they're like, well, I drive a 1993 Chevy Suburban, folks. It's in beautiful shape. I love that truck. Anyways, they said, well, the only transmissions probably wouldn't be worth putting in. So they said, we've got a place in Billings that has remanufactured transmissions. They come with a good warranty, 3 years, 36,000 miles. I may be able to get one in here. And he looked at the time, tomorrow. And sure enough, they called the place. They had it on the shelf. They had it the next day. They were putting my transmission in the next day. And the following day, so this was on Tuesday. Tuesday, they started taking my vehicle apart. Wednesday, they started putting the transmission in. And by the time Thursday morning rolled around, the truck was together, done, and working. So 1993, yikes. Actually, it's wonderful. Okay. I did not get an elk, John. Not yet. I'm going to go back with a gun. It's bow hunting. I mean, we were inside, like inside of 80 yards, inside of 40 yards. But when you're side hilling and you're trying to find, I mean, I was really happy that I found them. I figured out they're probably going to go to this drainage. We're going to get here and we're going to find these elk. And we did. And we were 35 yards, but we saw each other at the same time. I wanted to be there before they got there. I thought I would be. That's a whole other story. But back to sombrero memes. So you guys have seen all the sombrero memes. These are the funniest things in the world. And they're running around, and I saw, speaking of Amy Klobuchar, I saw the video of her. This isn't funny. Democrats have no sense of humor. And this isn't funny. And he's killing them with it because what was the price? It was $4,700. The transmission was I think 3,600 and change. The labor was it was a little less than that, and then it was fluids and labor. Labor was about $1,000, which is very reasonable for removing and installing a transmission. But these sombrero memes are killing me because what they're doing is and this is I think I was talking to somebody today and they were talking about how Trump rubbed them the wrong way. And I think what people don't understand about Trump is his true genius, because by putting these sombrero memes out and getting the Democrats to talk about it, what has Trump effectively done? What has he done, folks? Why is this so good? Why is this so good? I'll let you work on an answer of that, and then I've got something else. There is, out in Portland, Trump is the king of trolls, truth, 100%. But I'll just because I want to finish this or I won't come back to it. Getting all my lefty friends sombreros for Christmas. Hey, seriously, go get us some My Pillows. Did you see what happened to Mike Lindell? I called him while I was out there. I got off the mountain one day and I called him. But did you see this Smartmatic? Caused the distraction. I said, I'm going to come back to this Trump thing. I want to mention Mike really quickly. So Smartmatic got a summary judgment. And somebody sent me the article, and so I called Mike, and he said, Neil, we're fighting this. He said, we're appealing this. It's a summary judgment. He said, crooked judge, so on and so forth. I'll get Mike on to explain it. But his deals right now, go support him, because he's gonna have to. This is the thing that's always happening to Mike is these. He's still saying, hey, we're going to melt down the machines and turn them into prison bars. So we have the 6-piece towels in stock. Okay. Very limited quantity on that. They are the best towels. I've told you my 3 favorite products are the travel pillow, the towels, and the Giza sheets. If you're looking for less expensive sheets than the Giza sheets, the Percale sheets, $29.88, any color, any size. They are starting to sell out on some of those. So if you want to get them, be a great Christmas gift. They're fantastic sheets. Okay. And then the premium My Pillows for only $19.98 for kings and $17.98 for queens, and free shipping on your order. And go get yourself some Rev 7 energy drink. It'll help you climb mountains. Trust me, I know. Okay, so here we go. Back to the memes. What's so great about this is Trump, by doing this, gets them all upset. They start talking about it, and what does it focus on? The fact that they want to give healthcare to illegal aliens. I mean, it's just So then people are looking this up. Now, the AP is going to fact check, say, no, that's not the case. But the fact is, that is the case. Then it gives more people get interested in the shutdown. So they're like, well, what's this all about? It is a clean CR. Okay. All right. And so that CR being a clean CR, that's a big deal because they're saying it's not when it is. It's the exact same CR that they passed at Biden spending levels. Okay. So now people are looking at it and they're finding out, wait, we're supposed to fund gender studies in wherever, and we're supposed to fund XYZ in this other country. And people are like, why are we doing this? We're how many $1 trillion in the hole? And why can't we just pass this? And why is the government shut down? But the beautiful thing is Trump's using it to save us a bunch of money. And my hope is that he does not pay furloughed government workers. But my favorite sombrero meme, folks, and I'm just going to hold up the computer because I just got home and so I'm just going to do it this way. But this is my favorite sombrero meme. How have you seen this?
Okay, esto es mucho simple. El Democrat Party es mucho retardo, okay? Mucho retardo. Especially El Hakimo Jeffries y El Chucko Schumer. They are extra retardo. So El Presidente and I cannot negotiate with these Democrat retardos. It's imposibly. Mucho imposibly. Gracias, amigos. Oh, and make sure you El voto for LJD Vanso in El 2028. Okay, esto es mucho simple. El Democrat...
It's just nonstop. Wait. Okay, hold on. Since we're doing this, wait. How many of you have seen this one? This is my favorite because Hakeem Jeffries always tries to sound tough. So let's do this one.
And Mr. President, the next time you have something to say about me, say it to my face.
Deport all illegal aliens. I repeat, deport all illegal aliens.
So it brings to attention what the Democrats are spending the money on. Trump is so good at this. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's so funny. Wait. I think I got another one. Okay, wait. Here, this one's so funny. Wait, I can't stop. I can't stop looking at these things. These are so awesome. Okay, here. Oh, wait. Went to X and then the thing doesn't, the volume, hold on. Let's go here.
I'm not even Mexican. I don't know why President Trump keeps saying that shit. He needs to say it to my face, Holmes. And while we're at it, I'm getting really tired of all that dollar store Obama shit. It's getting old, homie. My name is not Dollar Store Obama. Okay, pendejo? Órale! Arriba!
It's just... They're getting memed into the ground and they're getting all upset about it. But the rest of America is laughing. And the best part about it is it calls attention to the problem of what the Democrats want to spend it on. And did you guys hear? I'm sure you guys heard. I mean, I'm out, okay? I've been out, okay? And all this stuff has been going on. But did you hear about the lawsuit against the firm used to hire ex-superintendent Ian Roberts? Have you heard about the Ian Roberts scandal in Iowa? Have you guys heard about this? Des Moines Public Schools? And they hired an illegal alien as their superintendent of schools? Like, so then ICE arrests him, and now the Des Moines Public Schools is filing a lawsuit against the firm used to hire Ian Roberts because they're saying that he didn't vet him well enough. Well, what about the school vetting him? But the real problem is it was a DEI hire. That's what it was all about. And it turns out the guy had guns. They've got his car. It's just everything about it. So his immigration papers, all of it. Now, the Des Moines Public Schools is trying to say that the representation was false, but it turns out that the firm that did this did a full background check. But here's the thing. According to probably what they can see, he's just here legally. I mean, they probably can't get his immigration status. According to a DMPS contract with LUMBERJG Consulting, signed on December 16, 2022. The search firm agreed not to refer any candidate for the superintendent position board unless it reasonably believes that the candidate can lawfully, satisfactorily perform the position and that the information contained in the candidate's application materials is true and complete. Okay. So it involved advertising, search, recruitment, placement. I wonder how much they pay these consulting firms. Don't you kind of care? Where's that? How much did they pay them? It's not in here. I want to know how much these consulting firms get paid to look for a school superintendent. Don't you think you should be able to find a school superintendent, maybe from the community that is actually there and maybe has an interest in the kids? Okay. There's a snowstorm out there, John. I just saw your comment. I didn't even know that. They're talking about their reputational harm, so on and so forth. But he's been detained by ICE and he's now facing federal gun charges. And they're trying to say, well, the firm led us astray. The firm, of course, is going to say that they didn't. And, oh, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. All right. Try and keep going. Excuse me. All right. Here's an interesting thing too, because I was traveling with my friend, who my elk hunting partner is in law enforcement, right? And I was talking to him like, what the hell is wrong with Portland? Because I saw some of the news coming out of Portland. Have you guys all seen this stuff coming out of Portland? And some lady gets, it's the funniest video. I mean, I can't even show it on here because they'll say it's like some sort of promoting violence against these people. But she gets sprayed with mace, pepper spray. And I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Okay, she's talking. So guess what she can do, folks? If you can speak, guess what else you're doing at that point? You can fill in the blank. Come on, folks. Help me out here. I mean, she's sitting there saying, yeah, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Okay, if you can speak, you can what? Breathe, exactly. You're breathing if you're speaking. Anyways, it's so funny. But here, so outside of the ICE facility in Portland, they've had all this protesting and trying to shut it down, right? Well, Trump repeats DC magic. I'm reading it from a headline from Fox News. Trump repeats DC magic as Portland's Antifa thugs retreat. Masked protesters abandon 100-day siege after increased federal presence and arrests. For the first time in months, the ICE agency building here was not besieged Wednesday night by Antifa creeps who have clearly been scared off by the Trump administration's increased presence on the ground. It's a funny thing, just as in President Trump's crackdown on crime in Washington, D.C., once there are consequences for breaking the law, things get awfully quiet. It's obvious as I approached the facility just before nightfall that something had changed. Gone for the most part was the menacing gang of masked Antifa with their sticks and flagpoles that I've seen prowling the previous night. Now, what's interesting about this, have you noticed, because we're told Antifa is an idea, right? It's not an organization, but yet they've all got the same helmets and face shields and crap. So it would seem that there's some centralized funding to this, right? So have you seen these memes that the left has put out? Antifa is not an organization. It's an idea. Antifa simply means anti-fascist. And Hitler was a fascist. So if your grandpa fought in World War II, you should be anti-fascist. We're all Antifa. Have you seen this kind of crap that circulates around? Like we're supposed to say, well, what do you think your grandfather or a great-grandfather, whatever, the World War II vet would have to say about Antifa? Like, oh yeah, kids, go join Antifa. They're just like us, the World War II vets who fought off Hitler. I mean, really? This is the kind of crap they're trying to sell us? Give me a break, okay? But here we go. Trump cracks down on the crime. Antifa freaks out, even though they're just an idea. But yet they're funded and they have these similar uniforms. I really pray to God that Harmeet Dillon and the Attorney General's office get to the bottom of this and see where the funding is coming from. I'm sure these people do well at hiding that funding. Okay, seriously. Yeah, please smash that like. I mean, I'm just so excited to be back. Look, this is a little disorganized stream, but I just wanted to talk to y'all. And I would hear things while I was gone, and I'm just going, okay, this is crazy, or oh my gosh, that's funny, or we're winning. Okay, and it's obvious to me that we are, and even just with the memes. So, anyways, in place of the black-clad, helmeted ne'er-do-wells were about 6 disabled protesters, some in wheelchairs, one a blind man, who were clearly there to make Trump's deployment of ICE officers and the National Guard seem ridiculous and unneeded. 2 or 3 Antifa thugs in their masks and helmets lingered, but on the periphery, no longer the hunters. They had become the hunted. This wasn't the only change from the night before. On the roof of the facility could be seen several armed ICE officers, as well as an American flag that had not been there the night before. Some observers thought the flag flew at half staff for Charlie Kirk, but you can judge for yourself by the picture. It didn't take long as Fox News' Bill Mulligan, it's not Mulligan though. How does he pronounce his name? Anyways, reported from the inside of the ICE facility, an Antifa member who had previously been identified committing criminal acts was recognized by agents, dragged in, and could be seen shaking in fear under federal arrest. The message was clear. There is a new sheriff in town, and Antifa's antics will be punished. Just as when President Trump federalized a police force in Washington, D.C. in early September to howls of fascism and authoritarianism, the change for the better when laws are actually enforced turned out to be immediate in Portland. One underreported aspect of the story is that ICE facility sits on the outskirts of a very high-end neighborhood of steel and glass high-rise apartment buildings. It is cut off from downtown by highways, and there is almost no homelessness or vagrancy there. Over the past several weeks, when we saw locals complain about Antifa's late-night noise, there were wealthy residents who paid good money for their stylish pad with a nice view in several nice stores that offer organic wine. If these residents were upset at all over increased federal force at the nearby facility, I couldn't tell as they walked their well-groomed dogs and sipped craft beer in their upscale environs. Nobody in this tony little Pacific Northwest neck of the city would talk to me about Antifa. Perhaps my Fox News digital vest didn't help, but their actions spoke louder than words as they clearly enjoyed having all of their neighborhood back. And none of them were protesting Trump's actions. None at all. But these are the very same people who will tell you he's a fascist, folks. It's wild. What the Trump administration understands, as legendary New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani did back in the 1990s, is that if you're going to combat crime and disorder, you have to do it fast, not with long-term plans, but with immediate, strong action. Trump also knows that the proof of policing is in the pudding. Portlanders may not like the methods, and hell may freeze over before they give President Trump credit for bringing back order, but it won't stop them from enjoying it. As I have written before, the motto of the Trump administration seems to be, you can just do things. And on Wednesday night, it did. Make no mistake, Antifa in Portland is in retreat. Downtown late Wednesday night, I saw some of them roaming, not willing to be at the ICE facility any longer. They were helpless to do anything but wave their flags. Soon, those flags may be white, as their domestic terror organization, not just in Portland, but across America, will be treated and prosecuted for the threat they are. What a difference a day makes. On Tuesday, I watched as helpless police allowed a woman to be assaulted because I was told their higher-ups didn't want them to be engaging. By Wednesday, that cowardice was out the window and laws were enforced. First Washington, D.C., now Portland, and perhaps Memphis next. Love him or hate him, President Trump is making good on his promise to fight the scourge of crime and political violence in America. And folks, it gets better because here, where am I looking? Right? Not that one. Not that one. Did you hear about the government shutdown live stream that the Democrats did with their big, main draws, Hakeem Jeffries and so on, and they got 400 viewers. They got, folks, we got 497 of you on right now on Lumberjack Logic. Me, just from my office in northern Minnesota, they had members of the U.S. Congress, they're stars, and they could only get 400 people at the peak on their live stream. They had to shut it down. It was supposed to be 24 hours. You guys hear about this? It's freaking amazing. They are losing every day, every way, all the time. It's just epic. And then wait, check this out. Okay, absolutely. So then I hear, okay, guys, you got to help me out because I haven't been able to find everything yet. But I see everybody posting their Netflix cancellations. And by the way, I don't have Netflix. I didn't want Netflix. I never would have gotten it after they ran this stupid cuties show. Remember that? Like, oh, child porn crap. But this, Elon Musk posted this Netflix, a TR asterisk NNY, literally any show, trying to stuff it in any show. Look at that. Check that out. It's absolutely hilarious. What a funny meme. But here's the thing. What happened? What was the Netflix thing? Was it something with Charlie Kirk? They hired somebody who glorified the Charlie Kirk murder? Is that what it was? Okay, I'm curious. So anyways, I'm excited about people canceling Netflix. Hey, Rainmaker, good to see you on. Anyways, and I've got something more on Portland. But what's going on with Netflix? What is it? Their what? I mean, something happened to get them to do this all at once, to everybody start posting their cancellations to Netflix. I saw it. It was a big trend. Elon Musk was retweeting it too. I know it's been evil from day one, but what was it that caused everybody to say pushing trans cartoons for kids, but they're always doing that? Always kids, okay, trans guy, all right, that's what's doing it. Good. Well, I'm glad people are getting on board and nixing them out, okay? Now, where am I? Okay, right here. So I'm going to share another video. I know it's crazy. I'm just going to hold up the computer. Don't complain. Some people are like, I can't believe you got 217,000 subscribers and you do live streams like this. You guys are the best audience in the world. That's all I got for them.
The criminal system has had a disparate impact on black and brown communities. Let me lead with that. So when this person is committing 6 or 7 crimes, I don't know his or her story. Maybe they were abused as a child. Maybe they're hungry. So my remedy is to find their life story to see how we could help first. I have no desire to put them in jail, but I need to protect you, and that's the calibration that we have. The criminal system has had a
Did you guys catch that? Now, interestingly enough, this is the mayor of Seattle. His name is Bruce Harrell. Okay, did you guys all catch that? He's got no interest in putting them in jail. He doesn't know their life story. Now, here's the thing. Do you know why I don't know their life story either? I'm gonna say something because, folks, I love Jesus. I believe everybody can find forgiveness at the foot of the cross, all that. But as a society, we need to enforce laws, okay? And so there it is. Somebody just said it. Nora said, put them in jail, then find out their story. Exactly. And do you know who would be best at finding out their story? Do you know who would do the best job while they're in prison of finding out their story and helping them? Dave Delgado, thank you so much for the super chat. It says, welcome back, Neil. I was starting to have withdrawals. Thanks. That's a very kind comment. All right. Well, there we go. There. All right. So thank you for that comment. Thank you. That's very nice. Very nice. And thank you for the super chat. Okay. When a man does 6 or 7 crimes, we don't know his life story. Maybe he was hungry. Therefore, I have zero desire of jailing him. But because I want everybody to find Jesus, I really do, and I want them to find the mercy and forgiveness and the grace to move forward in their life, organizations like Prison Fellowship would be perfect to find their life story out, help them repent of their past, and start anew and get a clean slate. Don't you all agree? I mean, they're committing, you can't just have them on the street committing crimes against the innocent. That does not offer any justice, and it does not offer any mercy to the victims. Okay? So he's in prison. Prison Fellowship shows up. and he's paying, and he has consequences for his crime that he needs to work through, or she needs to work through. I don't know if any of you guys saw this, but and here, before I move on from this, I want to share something else. It turns out that Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell was arrested in 1996 for pulling a gun on a pregnant woman. Do you guys get this? This is the mayor. This is the one we just heard. Now, Mayor Harrell, I find out he was arrested in 1996 for pulling a gun on a pregnant woman during a parking spot dispute. Now, do you know who this reminds me of? Who does this remind me of? And it's not George Floyd, but you're on Minnesota, so you're getting close. You know, those of you in Minnesota, comment, who does this remind you of? Runs for office, attains a high-level state office, but he has a problem of being especially mean to women. Come on, help me out. Come on, somebody's got this. Hey, Travis, I just left Montana. I was thinking Raphael Warnock. That's an interesting one. That's a good one, too. Franken, that's not who I was thinking of. Ellison, Scoop got it. That's right, Keith Ellison. Keith Ellison, man. He's got assault. He apparently was called. He assaulted his gal, and these are the people that the Democrats put up. See, if you're a Democrat, folks, you need to understand something. You go down the pipe, you don't get demoted, you get promoted. Smash that like 500. Let's get over 500 likes on the stream. Okay, so I find this all very interesting. But this, okay, and then I had this other thing. Where is this? What was it? What was it? Well, you just reminded me of something. It was the memes. I got that. I did the memes. I did that. I did the superintendent. My Pillow. You guys know you got to go support Mike. Okay, so he's oh god. Got another lawsuit, he says he wants to melt them down, melt the machines down, turn them into prison bars. The companies have a problem with that. Somehow managed from a Minnesota judge to get a summary judgment. Now, summary judgment, Mike said, hey, Neil, don't worry. And I'm out elk hunting. I get a text from somebody. I happen to be off the mountain, driving into town to pick something up. So I could call him, but Lisa sent me that. Lisa Bailey, you guys know Lisa. She's one of the mods. And she said, I'm going to buy some more of My Pillow to support Mike because this is crap. So if you want to, mypillow.com/lumberjack or call the 800 number. Michelle will post it. It's 1-800-568-2865. Always call the 800 number. Help those at-home operators. 1-800-568-2865. mypillow.com/lumberjack. Okay. The towels are back in stock. They are the best towels. Just go get some. Seriously. Go get some for Christmas gifts. Everybody will love them. I'm serious. Get them for your liberal friends. Closeout sale on the Percale bed sheets. Once they're gone, they're gone. $29.88. Any size, any color. Okay, phenomenal deal. My favorite are still the Giza sheets. My 3 favorite products, I'll say it again. Giza sheets, towels, and the travel pillows. Love them. The premium My Pillow, queen size, $17.98, king size, $19.98. So, anyways, the reason I like the travel pillow so much is because I take it with me when I go to the Boundary Waters, when I go elk hunting. When I stop in at a hotel, I got my travel pillow. I don't like hotel pillows for the most part. I mean, they're just, I don't like pillows with too much lift. So I flop around when I sleep, sometimes on my tummy, sometimes on my back, my side, whatever. I can move that little My Pillow with me wherever I go, wherever I want. I love it. Okay. So anyhow, keep fighting the good fight, folks. I just had to jump on. Like I said, I just looked at some wins. I wanted to talk to you about them. How do you guys, any stories that I missed while I'm gone that I need to cover? Okay. Michelle, my head is laying on a travel pillow right now. Yeah, go support him. He's got The lawfare against Mike Lindell and Donald Trump has been epic. You know, it's kind of ended against Trump for the most part, but man, it's big time against Mike Lindell. So go help him out. Lindell sombrero, that'd be awesome. I should talk to him. Say, Mike, get some sombreros. Oh man, maybe I could do that. You know, we should do sombreros with a lumberjack, with a buffalo plaid wrap on them. That's what I think. Do a little lumberjack plaid sombrero. And okay, Michelle's gonna send one to my ex account. That's good. Okay, yeah. I'd love to yeah, if there's some stories. The auto pen meme was fantastic. Absolutely hilarious. I did see that. I had my friend drive for a little bit, you know, because I typically am driving, but I had him drive for a little bit so I could just scroll through some stuff and catch up on some things. And I'm watching, I just couldn't stop watching the stupid memes, folks. They're the best. They're the best. That just cracks me up. My favorite, though, I watched it 3 times, was the Amy Klobuchar. Pouring rain in Montana, almost an inch now? Really? That's awesome, Rod. They needed it. So one of the problems I ran into was I couldn't find elk in my usual spots. The wallows were all dry and everything. So I'm really glad they're getting rain out there in Montana. That's fantastic. They desperately needed rain. I was talking with there's one rancher who lets me hunt some of his valley land for deer. And I was talking with him, and he said that yeah, it was a tough year. It was a tough year. You know, just they had their cattle already down in the valley, which isn't normal. That's not how it would usually be. So, anyways, don't worry. I'm gonna get my hair cut for you fine folks. You know, get my beard trimmed. I'm back out of the mountains for a while. I'm gonna go back. Probably November, and I've got a trip with my kids, a hunting trip to South Dakota in October. But yeah, down in the valley was a record store. Huh. Well, I love y'all. Keep fighting the good fight. Please go support Mike Lindell. Please. He needs it. I mean, it's the best place to get your Christmas gifts. Somebody said Rev 7 drinks don't do anything for him. I can't believe it but hey, I guess we all react to things differently, but I love that Rev 7. I teach group cycle. I mean, I love it. It's the best. So anyways, the slippers, he's still got some of the slippers left. They're only $39.98. Socks, Made in America socks, lowest $3.99 a pair for Made in America socks. So hard to get Made in America textiles anymore. The dog beds, $39.98. I love the dog beds. My dog absolutely loves that dog bed. Anyways, keep fighting the good fight. You can go to mystore.com too. Get some of that good American made product. I love y'all. I do. It's good to be back. I miss the mountains already, though. I'll be honest. I love it out there. I so love it out there. I love getting out in the wilderness and just going for miles into the backcountry on foot. I want to do it on horse too. Seriously, but how many of you love going out to the mountains? Seriously, I'm just curious. How many of you like hunting and just going back there? I mean, I just carry some gear in a pack and I go back there and I'm good. Like I can survive for, a week out there. I live in a tent. I don't think I'm giving up anything. I've got a MyPillow, okay? I got a MyPillow. I got a wonderful air mattress. Thing's fantastic. A Sea to Summit air mattress. I got the MyPillow, and then I've got a down quilt. And been trout fishing my last day. Yeah, I just love it. I love it. I love it, folks. I do. And then the pursuit of game to me is so wonderful. I'd sleep on those dog beds. I love that comment, Scoop. They're awesome. They really are. All right. Good night. We'll see you on the next show. All right. Peace out. Hey, Katerina, I saw that. That's cool.